this game later on. Welcome. The West team, you see Chuck's got the camera on there making their way over. The East team has already assembled on the far sideline and getting ready to go high atop Memorial Stadium in downtown Baton Rouge, Louisiana, capital just outside our window. Could not ask for a better week. Could not ask for a better day for football. And getting ready to look at the captains for this afternoon's game. Again, we did not get the rosters until just moments ago. So I tell you, if I mention a name correctly, you can email us and give us a good comment. If I don't, can send that to Chuck at 446sports.com.
Nice.
And he'll get that corrected. Big shout out again to Nick, who is back home. Came up for the day yesterday and got some footage. He is normally in the broadcast booth with us. Of course, today, brother-in-law Brett Stallsby will be here as well on the camera. You'll see some footage from him down on the field in that next game. Take a look at some of the captains for you in this first contest. We'll look at them. It is Braden Jean is one of the captains. Braden is out of Woodlawn Middle School. Number 1, I see, is Willie Johnson Jr. He'll quarterback some. He's from Northwestern Middle School. Number 8 and number 2, Dexter Ricard from Southern Lab, and Dalen Early, also out of Woodlawn Middle School. Try to keep an eye across the field on who comes out, but they're still, yeah, we had him first on it. Trying to look across the field, but they're still set in on the far side of it is where the captains are, and they start to make their way out now. And the aforementioned Carson Gursey is one of the captains that come out. He is joined by number 11, Logan Sprunk. Number 74, don't have him on the roster, so we hate that, but don't have him listed. Looks like number 10 is down there, Mikkel Wyatt. Mikkel made the trip over from Faraday Junior High. Good group here from Faraday.
It really is. A large gathering of those fellas. I think there was 24 that are fixing to be moving up.
Down for the coin toss and get this thing going. Not sure they have who they have as a home or who they have in the way.
And you'll see up at the top of the screen on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard that we have up there. We have East and West, and so we're just going to keep it like that. Whether home is on the left or right, we'll just keep it like that.
Yeah, and a good way to follow along. The West is in the white, so that's as easy as I can make it out there. Getting ready. It looks like they're passing the coin around, and we'll still see who's going to call it.
Well, if you're standing in the north looking down at the state, the West is to the white. Right.
See, it's bad when your joke even doesn't go. Get things set up here. Looks like the West has won the toss, and they are electing to defer. So you'll see the East get the ball to start things going. They will be moving from left to right as we get this underway. Some rule differences in here. You won't see as aggressive a defenses. They certainly monitor things like that. If you'll remember, these kids made it in Wednesday and didn't start their practices until Thursday. Had 4 modified practices. And so whereas they have been working, they'll just get going and get together as a team. So you'll see some things that you aren't able to do in here. A lot of blitzing, certainly a lot of blitzing on kicks. You're not able to twist and spin and do some things on the defensive line, but it just makes. So we're going to turn it over to our ambiance mic and let you join in for the national anthem and the prayer.
Father, thank you for this beautiful Baton Rouge sky and the opportunity we come in the month of December to play football. Father, we ask now that you would be with each of these young men and their respective families. We thank you for the coaches and those that love them. We're appreciative of our referees and those coaches that are coming today to watch these young men. And Father, please keep them from harm and keep them all safe as they play. Father, thank you most of all for sending your son Jesus to die on the cross for us and be raised again on the 3rd day. And based upon our repentance and belief that we may have eternal life. So, Father, thank you again for all you have done for us in 2023, and we look forward with great expectation of what you will do in our lives in 2024. And we pray all this now In Jesus' name, amen and amen. If you would direct your attention to the north end zone, to the American flag, and remove your hats and your helmets, and let's have our national anthem together.
And we are back, rousing rendition of our nation's anthem, and that just means it is time for football here in the Deep South, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If you are from out of the area and don't really know what you're at, just look towards the bottom of the state. If you hit New Orleans, don't go that far. Go back up a little ways along I-10 is where you'll find where we are at tonight. Home of the LSU Tigers and Southern Jags and a whole lot of great folks here. Moving right to left will be the West team kicking off in this one. West team coming up. They'll kick from the 40-yard line.
Fisher from Northwestern Middle set to kick off for Team West. West fans, are you
Bryce
ready?
Fisher out of Northwestern Middle School set to tee things up.
Fans, are you ready?
Doug, I'm looking at how it's teed up down there. It's like the old style of watermelon ball.
Well, I'm just
And a little bit taken away from this.
ready to get things going here. And that's the onside that'll go out of bounds. Didn't want to tee it up, just trying to get it back. Put a little too much in it. And that's where the West team, the East, getting my bearings straight. Yeah, the East team's going to have this. Getting ready to go. They will spot the ball.
Or they're re-kicking it.
Kick off out of bounds.
Yep. Looks like they're
Now, they'll
re-kicking.
give the 5-yard penalty from where the ball went out of bounds.
Wow.
And that is where, so in plus territory is where the East will have things. Trying to get some numbers in there and get who is in at quarterback. That is Carson Gursey. And again, that's the young man that we told you about out of Youngsville that really can spin the football. He comes out with a 2-by-2 formation, 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. That's a direct snap, no to the big-time running back. That is Arrivas Davenport. He is out of T.O. rushing, and he starts off this contest by rushing up the middle for 5 yards. So a direct snap hit it. And if you thought that Gursey was a big kid, look at the size of that young man, Davenport, that's to his flank to his right. Davenport stays back there to the right. Snap is back. No, it's direct again. Davenport's going to try to get to the outside. breaks a couple of tackles, and now he gets into the distance. 30, now 20. Davenport's going to go, and he's going to get the game's first touchdown. Into the end zone he goes, 45. Give him 44-yard lines, and how about that one to start the scoring off? 9:23 is where that one comes in.
And Team East strikes first.
43-yard touchdown run from Davenport. And don't forget, we will be naming, the folks here in the working media will be naming an offensive and defensive MVP for each team, East and West, in both of the contests. Wow, what a big-time run by that young man.
Out to a quick lead. I mean, 9, so they're going 10-minute quarters instead of 12 like we were
37
told.
seconds into this one is all that it took. The first was the run that gave him, 4 or 5. So he counts for all of the yardage after the kick that was taken out of bounds. So starting in plus territory. Team East jumps out onto an early lead, and now Guernsey's got him out there going for 2. Davenport still flanked to his right. Snap is back. Guernsey does have it this time. He's being pressured, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Big-time work on that sack. Try to get that number as he runs over, but those yellow numbers just don't do.
So you score, Team East.
Look like number 11 that came in for the white, and that is Hagan Collins out of Bruley.
Team East fans, how about that East offense?
See if East does the same thing again on this kickoff.
Well, West is set to receive, so I don't know that and maybe I'll have to get a rule update on this if they're not kicking off, if they're just going to do those.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Very explosive run by that young man. And again, so if he was a little bit taller than Guernsey was, that's got to put him close to 6 foot, that young man. And you see him on the inside.
Number 20, Troy Ramos. And Bryce Fisher set to return for Team West.
Guernsey letting Davenport know something, and so again, the squib that goes right up the middle, Guernsey trying to get there himself. Like we may have kicked before the whistle was blown on there. So they'll set up and they'll redo that again. No penalty on that one, but you saw Guernsey go right up the middle with it. Again, Davenport's flanked to his near side. This time right down the middle again, and they'll fall on it, and that's where things will get going for the West. Try to get an idea who fell on that one, covering it up. They'll give that Cam Carter from Rugon Middle School. 6-0. East leads this one off of their first possession, getting ready for the second. Again, we've got 4 10-minute quarters. Trying to get them as close as they can to the high school level without going the full 12-minute quarters, because 48 on these young men would be pretty difficult. Snap is back. Handoff's going to go to the inside and right up the middle. Tackled there by Kelton Bennett. We'll catch who the runner was. That's Ty London out of West Feliciana. They've got him listed as both ways, running back and a linebacker. Good hard run up the middle, gave him 6 to start things off. That'll get him to the 49-yard line, and out near midfield goes the West. A little bit more delayed, I guess. He'll come out in a 2-back set. Snap is back. The handoff goes to the far side in pursuit, but not going to be there before number 7 Domang gets there. Well, what number would he wear with a name like that? 7. Way to go. Out of Parkview Baptist is where Domang is from. Couple of plays here, and we're just a minute and a half in to this one. It is a first down pickup, couple of runs coming in. The wide receivers will bring the plays in from the sideline. That's Willie Johnson Jr. that makes his way in. Well, I'm still impressed by that run from Davenport a little earlier. Just a big, big back. Looking to pass. Now first one that we've seen, but here's pressure. That one's got a chance to be picked off. Good job coming back defensively was London. You watch your replay here and watch your defender. That's actually 7. Domingue that's going to come up and knock that away. So they'll credit it to the defense, but I'm going to give that to the offensive player because if not, that's a pick 6. They had a good opportunity to take that one and go to the house. 2nd down and 10 from the 45-yard line of the East. The White looks to move right to left here. Come out with a receiver at the top, one to the near side in the slot. High snap, but gathered in. Good blocking along the offensive line. Trying to get to the outside, but Davenport says, I don't think that's going to happen this time as he brings down Ty London before he's able to get anywhere. And again, keep your eyes out for Aravis Davenport out of T.O. Rushing, who is already staking claim. Dare I say, somebody might have an opportunity to claim both sides of the MVP. I don't know, but Davenport is a dude in this one early on. 3rd down and 10.
We got timeout.
Timeout is going to be called. We'll take a quick one with them and be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Gridiron All-Star Bowl right here on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Down to 10 following the timeout. High snap is to Johnson. Now he's going to come up throwing, hits the slant, but immediately is brought down after pickup of 7. That is Zion Alexander out of Faraday that comes up and gets that one down. And that'll bring up 4th down and 4. And you know that in these games, it's all offense. They're going to go out and stay out here. Had some time to spend with the kickers in that Senior Bowl game that's coming up in a little while. They had the toughest part of practice because these practices were 3 hours, and they were out there, just the 3 of them, kicking the whole time. And I was like, well, what do you guys do? He said, well, we're just kicking and hanging out. But all 3 of them working on their craft there. 4th down and 4. Stepping up in the pocket. That's going to be picked off. That is picked off by number 8, Zion Alexander. We saw him almost have one a little bit earlier. Zion Alexander gets it, and that turns it back over to that big. And watch your instant replay here, brought to you by BU Designs. That ball is thrown up there, and Alexander, just a ball hawk, goes up and gets that one. Gets a small little carry on the return, not much to it, but it was up in traffic. We thank the folks at BU Designs for sponsoring that replay that is brought to you here. We'll have that throughout. 6:45 remaining here in the first quarter that sees the East team on top following the couple of runs by Davenport. He's the only one that has touched it offensively, save for the 2-point conversion attempt. And now as they do, they'll rotate some folks in there and get some more in there. Another guy that we talked about, Salmon Davis out of Faraday. Just a big young man. Timeout here. We'll keep it right here. Keep it right here and talk about it. So you see folks rotate in because you do have a number of players on there. Not as big of rosters in this middle school game as there is in the other, but you will see a lot of players in here throughout. 6:45 to go. We'll try to keep that up for you there. The clock is being kept here and not on the scoreboard. But the scoreboard is right. 6-0. East leads that. East is in the black, and the West is in the white as this one. Well, you talk about another one of those big players, and that is number 99, Hendron Stewart, out of Plaquemine Middle School, and plugs the middle of that line. Just, well, you got to get away from that big young man. Single receivers to the top and the bottom. Handoff is to a much smaller back, Ty Simpson, but looks a little speed. He's got the speed that's in there, so sort of a thunder and a lightning, if you will, trying to get the number on that quarterback. And that looks like Delta Charter's Andy Keith that is now in there at quarterback. So you've got Andy Keith and Simpson in the backfield. One back formation, again, an extra tight end to the far side. Receiver to the top, one to the near side. Clapp is there. Handoff goes up the middle, but it's good pressure up the middle by that West defensive unit, and they're just going to sling the running back Simpson back down onto the ground. Watch it again. Watch as the interior of that line just fires through. Off the side is where the blitz came from. Not the blitz, but necessarily just coming in on it. So after a two-play scoring drive for the East, they're backed up 3rd down and 10. Now come back out in a spread formation. 2 receivers to the top and bottom. Andy Keith trying to get his folks motivated here. He faces 3rd down and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Snap is back, good pressure. Quick hitter to the near side, complete to Bennett, but he is going to be swallowed up right there after a gain of 5, and that will bring up 4th down. 4th down and 6. So give him 4 yards officially.
Each pass is complete to number 0, Kelvin Bennett. Who was brought down by Gridiron Campbell from Livonia. Thomas Albert from Woodlawn.
Campbell and Albert in on the stop for the West team, and that'll get Gursey back in there. Looks like he is setting up in punt formation. Nobody back deep to receive, and again, don't think that these coaches from that East team won't put some trickeration in there. Only 7 or 8 yards back. McGursey set to kick this one away. He does. It's high and going to turn over. Will bounce around about the 35, check back up and take an East bounce. And look at the hustle out of that young man. That's the punter that went down there and touched that one down, Carson Gursey. So not only does he have the size that's out there, but certainly moving around and playing the game. And football IQ is what you come up with. They saved probably 3 or 4 yards is all they would have saved. But the fact that he was hustling down and getting it, that's something that you look at.
Yeah, there's a lot of hustle going on down there, and like I said, it's scored. And East is the first one to put score or numbers on the Wallace Associates scoreboard at the top of your screen too. I mentioned that earlier.
4:46 remaining here in the first, as the clock will start on the snap. Back to pass. That's a quick throw out of the backfield, and it is complete. Bobbled and dropped. Now that's going to be a turnover. They do call that pass complete and knocked out of the hands. Falling on that for the East is Braden Allen from Crowville, but Domingue had it in his hands, went to make a move and dropped it. You can watch it here on the replay. Good job of getting that ball over the defender and out complete. Turns to make the move up to the front, and that's when the ball is going to be knocked around, and that will be 1st down and 10. Braden Allen, we said, falling on that one. And now deep in plus territory is where the East will start this one. Again, Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins, Brett Stallsby in the house, getting ready for a big day of Gridiron football. This all-star game is the middle school guys, and then, of course, the All-American Bowl. And when we say All-American, we mean it. Folks from all over the great United States and also a couple from Canada have made their way in here to this one. Snap is back. Handoff's going to be to the inside. That is Alexander. Saw Alexander with the INT earlier, but he is gobbled up in the backfield. Try to get him to turn and get a number on who that is. Those gold numbers, that looks like number 8. If that is, that's Dalen Early. Got him listed as an athlete, and we certainly believe that. So Alexander now in there. So he had the INT and a near one from the other side. And at quarterback, 3rd quarterback that we've seen. This is Jace Harris out of Faraday. Snap is back. Quick throw to the near side, and that one bounces off of the ground before it goes up into the hands. Kelton Bennett is who was the intended receiver on it. For goodness, it is 3rd down and 17.
I could have turned out bad. He had 4 defenders around there, and squeaking through his hands like that. If somebody had been right there just a few steps to the left, they could have picked that one up and took it to the house the other direction.
3rd down and 17. 3:42 remaining in the first. 6-0 East hold the early lead, and it was Davenport who scored on only the second time he had it. All the yards on that drive, oh gosh, what was it? 48 of them came for, no, I guess they started on that side. So after the penalty, it was 48 yards, all accounted for by Davenport, Aravius Davenport, and we've yet to see him back in there. Third offensive set that has been here, third different one. Snap is back. That one is thrown out and snatched out of the air in fine fashion. A little bit of a face mask coming. Yeah, I saw that come in at the end of it. Chris Shepard out of Faraday. So this Faraday connection is really doing big things. There's players from Faraday Junior High littered all up and down this Team East roster. And we talked about him a lot. Davenport out of T.O. Rushing makes his way in there. Not difficult to see when that young man gets into the game because he towers over most of the other players that are on the field. Keep an eye out for that young man. And that face mask comes at the end of the play, so it will make it all the way down inside the red zone. East will have it from the 17-yard line of the West, trying to put their second touchdown on the board. Davenport in the backfield, and you know he's going to get it. The guys from the West are Johnny on the spot for that one, and they drive Davenport out of bounds. He'll lose 7 on that play at a hand of a host of West defenders. Collins led the way. The young man, defensive end out of Bruley, is where they have him listed. And that's going to make it second down and 16, it looks like, from here. Under 3 minutes now as the clock continues to roll. Had his forward progress stopped in bounds. Gosh, we told you what a beautiful day for football. It is sunny. It's cool and it's crisp. Not a cloud in the sky. Of course, the leaves have turned as we look outside our window in the press box. Just a beautiful, beautiful day. Snap is back. That throw is going to be over the middle. It is complete. Going to get back to penalty yardage plus some. It is complete out to number 30, Montrevel Lewis out of Crowville. Harris, a good job of getting that out. And again, we told you these young men throw the ball very well. Boy, they had a lot of energy. Most of the ones that we saw in the hotel stayed up a long time throughout the night as we would tend to our graphic work and things that we do. Well, they were up and down hitting the snacks throughout.
Yes.
Ought to have that energy. Davenport flanked to the left of Harris. Snap is back. Davenport's going to get it. Boy, is that defense from the West keying on him. And they're not going to get beat by Davenport again, they said, as a host of defenders get through there, and they are led by Dalen Early. Dalen Early has been all over the place defensively. That loss will bring up 4th down and 8.
Yeah, they are sweeping around the outside edges of that offensive line. This time around the right-hand side, I mean, they're just crashing down on him watching that play. And
you know, it'd be an opportunity to fake that handoff to Davenport, just take it himself if it's Harris. But here comes the pressure up the middle, and that sack is going to end that drive. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Give that man a little instant replay shot here.
Yeah, Joshua Morgan comes up and gets that one right up the middle. That's what it was announced here. So, you saw 2 plays from this East team just end in a 48-yard touchdown drive, 43 on the one run, and this West defense has risen to the occasion and have really keyed on Davenport, and why wouldn't you do that?
All right.
First down and 10, they'll have it from the 21, will the white-clad West team as they move right to left. Snap is back, and that quarterback's going to keep it and just go right up the middle, trying to get to the outside. It does. Nifty move and running and has to duck down. Ball will go on the ground, but will be retained. That is Dexter Ricard out of Southern Lab who gets that one, who's in there quarterbacking.
Good scramble. Ricard picks up 5.
Great work now, but picked up 5 yards. It'll be second down and 5 out to the 26-yard line. Under a minute remaining here. We're in the first. Again, if you're looking for the Gridiron All-American Bowl, it will be coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll go on probably 45 minutes or so beforehand. Get some pregame for you, too, but a lot of football left in this one. Handoff is to the near side, and, oh, that defense is good. And, Chuck, we've talked about this week that generally the defenses are ahead of where the offenses are in a short week of practice like this. The timing there for the offense, not really there, but the defense just pins their ears and comes back.
Yeah, my old coach used to tell me, son, you don't have to be smart to play defense. That's why I put you on defense. But watching some of the things that they do, that these defensive players run, it's a whole lot different than whenever I played ball back then.
Indeed, they have face masks, too.
Oh, nice.
That'll end things here in the first. Going to take a break. East leads this one 6-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're watching the All-American All-Star Bowl right here on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye. Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Second quarter action underway here. Flip ends of the field. And the West will have the ball going left to right in this one. Johnson Law Group, big sponsors of Gridiron football action here. Snap is back. Good pressure from the near side. Had to get rid of that one a little bit earlier, as that was number 50, Simon Davis out of Faraday, making his way in there, and that's just difficult. That young man was coming in. That's going to bring up another fourth down. This time is 4th down and 4. 6 yards early on after that big sack on 4th down that forced a turnover on downs from the East. And the white team trying to get something going offensively, have been unable to do so thus far. Got a lone return man back deep. Don't see a punter out there just yet. Perhaps so, just staggered 7 yards back. Steve gets this kick up and away and good. Gets it to turnover, and it's going to bounce and roll around. The young man might have been best served to go up there and touch that down, but it rolls down and turns out to be a beautiful punt. That's going to be about, let's see, give him 30 for there, 48 yards on the punt.
Wow.
9:42, just 18 seconds into this one. It'll be the first possession for the East. Don't forget, coming up at halftime of that 6 o'clock game, which, again, if you have not got your pay-per-view ticket, you need to make sure that you do that. You can go to Gridiron Football Facebook page and do that, or go to 446sports.com, and there is a link for it right there. You click the picture, and that'll take you to where you can go and purchase your ticket to watch that game coming up at 6 o'clock. 9:42 until halftime here. Got a couple of bands that'll play at halftime of that next game in this one. 446 Sports proud to bring you all of the action all week long. Had the drone out and about. Gursey back in at quarterback. We'll see what he does as he's going from right to left this time. Snap is back. looks to sling it to Davenport, kind of sidearm out of the backfield, and does. Davenport looking to break some tackles, and there he goes. Davenport to the 50, 40, 30. They're not going to get him. That's going to go as a pretty long touchdown pass. And, oh, baby, what a run. 9:26 in the East, and it's been all Davenport all the time. Going to get credit for about give him a 80-yard, 70 or so yard touchdown pass on that one to Gursey. But that was Davenport taking it out of the backfield and going, and goodness gracious. 12-0 in this one. We'll see the East team come out and go for two.
I'll show you that instant replay of that run in just a moment.
There you go. Chuck will have that back for us, and credit that as a touchdown pass. But I'm telling you what, I am blown away by the play of Aravis Davenport in this one out of T.O. rushing. Gursey and Davenport stand back, waiting to receive. Snap is back. Gursey steps up into the pocket and was looking for a little bit of a block there from Davenport. Doesn't get it. Sack for the second time on a two-point conversion attempt is no good. And let's go back to our BU Designs instant replay and just watch Davenport as he shakes runners off and goes out. And once he gets into the distance, again, you're not going to pick him up from there. But it is 12-0 here in this one. And it may just be the first parts of the quarters that these two teams like to score, because we had a quick one there just 40-something seconds in to the first quarter, and now we get another electric touchdown here just moments into the second. 9:26 until the break. So glad you've joined us. If you're new to our YouTube channel, we invite you to hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything to do that, and you'll be alerted if you hit the notification bell anytime we go live. And we do that about 300 times a school year and during a year. And so invite you to come check that out. Again, kick up the middle, going to fall on it there. And the West team will have it from the 40-yard line.
You know, Doug, I've been watching this kickoff, watching them kick it from the, like we always called it, the old watermelon style, because you laid it sideways like a watermelon.
Right.
But I just wonder, with the kids being coached by different coaches this week, is that something that coach brought into the plan?
I've got to believe it may just be in the rules that they're not kicking off, because there are a lot of things to protect these players, and you don't want to get anybody hurt out here this week. Didn't get a lot of clarification on the rules of this middle school game.
Right.
But we do have some rule updates that we'll pass along for you in that high school game. Back in there at quarterback is Dexter Ricard. He's got two running backs flanked either side of him, one receiver to the top, two to the near side. Ricard calls for it. Snap is back. Handoff's going to come into the middle. Good block to the near side.
Stiff arm.
And that does spring the running back. Oh, steps back inside. Look, that's nifty running by number 21, Jacob Scott, out of Westdale Middle School. Oh, we spent a lot of time on the campus of Westdale Middle School this week. That is where the practices were. The 7-on-7 was there. Jersey presentations and everything was out at Westdale. So big thanks out to the folks at Westdale Middle School that opened up their doors to the Gridiron football folks here this week. Second down and 2. Ball's at the 48-yard line, so the West scrimmaging from there. Second down and 2 is what they have. 8:43 and counting until the break. This is 12-0. You see that courtesy of Wallace Eye Associates. Snap is back. Handoff's going to go up the middle now, trying to cut things outside. But look, big work by Dylan Scott, number 65. Also there is 52, Jontarius Jackson.
We've watched some junior high ball before and some younger than junior high, but these guys are bringing it.
They do. And when you get into this type of an all-star game, it's no longer just filling out rosters. These players are out here, and you see a large number of them, like we talked about from Faraday, that are contributing this. With the other side, you've got a lot of Woodlawn players that are out there, some Southern Lab kids, and this is going to do nothing but benefit things for these high schools. Third down and less than a yard. Ball rests at the 49-yard line. West Stream trying to get on the board. Little play action, and that's an RPO, if you will. Could have kept to the near side, walking down the sideline and going out of bounds. That is good work by Ricard, the quarterback out of Southern Lab.
Number 2, Dexter Ricard, the keeper.
Had an opportunity to hand that one off, but in true RPO fashion, or pulled that back and took off with it. A read option, I guess, more importantly, because I don't think there was a pass that was anywhere involved in that. So more just a read option is what it was. 7:40. Well, you fall into the category of everybody wanting to call a play a run-pass option if a quarterback keeps it, but that was more the read option as it was. Man in motion now coming, or just switching sides as they flip the play from right to left. Back to pass is Ricard. He's getting pressured up the middle. Does a great job of stepping in the pocket. He got a wide open receiver down the far side, spun around and brought down. Good work of tackling by Cameron Carter.
To number 12, Bryce
But
Fisher for a big gain and a team well.
that was Bryce Fisher that has that one. And
There's a big
actually,
on
yeah,
instant
it
replay.
was Amaria Reynolds that was on the tackle. See, the pressure nearly getting there was Kelton Bennett on the replay, but that pass just thrown out to the far side. And look, if Reynolds doesn't do a good job of hanging on just with a handful of jersey, then that's a touchdown. West looking to get on the board here. 1st and goal from the 7. A little bit of a delay, and they're getting to the outside. Is London. London trying to get there, cuts back, spins around, is going to be inside the 2. And the ball will rest. They'll mark him officially at the 2-yard line.
Doug, as he was going out to the edge, he was hoping to get there. He reached out for it to get, I thought it was a little bit closer than that, but you can see him actually reach out for it.
Well, they'll mark him at the 3. You got to be careful reaching out too far out. 2nd down and goal. The ball moves inside the 3. They'll give him officially 5 yards on the carry. 6.5 remaining here in this one. Got the ball placed at the 2 and the yard marker back at the 3. That's a little strange is what we have. Needless to say, 2 receivers to the far side.
He's spotting it off of his right foot.
Running back on either side of Ricard. Ricard's going to just keep it himself. Try to get to the corner, but there's that speed of the East defense. And, again, tried to reach out for it. You've got to be careful because that's a way a guy will come up, snatch that right out of your hand, and house it the other way. Under 6 minutes. 6 minutes to go until halftime. 3rd down and goal. The West has got a couple of plays to get this into the end zone. They get a touchdown here, and they get their way. They get themselves right back in this one. You do not want to let this East team, who's showing their big play potential, get out ahead of you too far. Ricard calls for it.
Oh,
and
goodness. He got
ball
it.
is on the ground, and see there you go. It's going to go the other way, and the West team or the East team is going to come out of there with it. And look, we'll take a look at this. Look like the handoff on the exchange was a little messed up from the start. The timing was off there, and you really just couldn't get a handle on it. And diving in and falling on that one, finally coming out of there with it for the East team was number 50, Simon Davis out of Faraday Junior High. And, well, that's not at all what you wanted to happen if you were the West by any means. That was your opportunity to get in there. And the East has shown that they can score really from anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
See who they've got in there at quarterback this time. As you see the receiver bring the play in, that is number 10, Mikael Wyatt. Number 9, Andy Keith out of Delta Charter will be the signal caller for this team, and that's an inside handoff. Run kind of a little jet sweep, if you will, to Simpson.
Number 5, Ty Simpson.
And they'll give Simpson a loss of the yard, so that puts the East team behind the sticks just a little bit. Got to be careful here. That penetration of the West defense has been solid. It's going to be an official's timeout.
Correction, loss of 1.
They have player having some equipment malfunction, I believe.
There you go. So they'll get that swapped out, and so your running back goes out because he had an equipment failure, and all they do is replace him with Aravis Davenport,
Next one
who has scored twice today. Big play Davenport in the backfield to the right of Keith.
Oh, no.
Ball bounces around. That could be trouble if it's not picked up. It's picked up by the East there and will get back. And you got a player in the end zone that is down. We'll see who that is. He's getting up. And fine, but the ball bounced around. And again, that's the problem with the short week like this and the cold air is it's hard to hang on to the pigskin. Timeout will be taken by the East. We'll take it with them and be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the All-Star Gridiron Bowl game right here on 446 Sports.
We are back live here at Memorial Park or Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the East versus the West junior high all-star ball game is absolutely going on, with the East holding on to a 12-0 lead here in the second quarter with 4:23 left to play. East is rather just had it third down.
Third down and 8 as that pass is incomplete. Trying to get clarification on it. And I just don't think they're going to kick in this game is what I believe. But at halftime rolls around, we'll go do that. We'll grab a slice of pizza. And
well, now they've had a couple of punts already, but they just can't rush the punter. Is that what you're talking about on the?
No, I'm talking about the kickoffs that we found. So now they're set to punt. Guersey is back deep to do that. He's done a little bit of everything in this one. Unsuccessful on their 2 2-point conversion attempts, but certainly big plays out of Davenport, and he is on his way, making an early statement for East team offensive MVP. Following the turnover, that West defense really bowed up and didn't allow anything. Guersey's punt is high and it's short. Going to check up and bounce around, and that is where the West team will have it. They rest at the 26-yard line. And I don't know. It could be that, or maybe Academy was out of tees. I don't know. Maybe one of the guys brought one down here with them. We'll get that. I just believe that they're not working on the kickoffs because at any age it's difficult to kick off in middle school.
Well, you know, they've nicely marked up the field for us to have the numbers and the hash marks and out here. But it is a grass field, so we could do it like the old ways we used to do. Take your heel of your shoe and kick it in the dirt a few times and make your own little grass tee.
Showing your age there, Chuck.
Yeehaw.
That's how they did it. That was the Thanksgiving stuff when you'd go out in the backyard and dig that in and draw your plays up. Here we go, first down and 10. West following a turnover inside the 1. Now has it back in plus territory at the 27. Stepping up in the pocket and letting that one go. Good job coming in and making that catch. That was Aiden Melanson.
To number 0, Aiden Melanson.
Aiden Melanson out of North Iberville comes out and
see if you can see that real quick.
Watch your BU Designs instant replay. And we slow it down for you. Steps up in the pocket, saw the rush, and then just throws a good pass. But going up and getting that between a couple of defenders. It'll be give him 6 yards on that, down to the 20, just outside the 20, outside the red zone. Snap is back. Good lane of running, but just throwing a beautiful pass to the far side. Threw it over the other shoulder, though. The receiver was looking inside shoulder, and it kind of went back shoulder and unable to connect. But that's a little bit of the timing and getting to know each other on these. 3:23 remaining here until halftime. East with a 12-0 lead. A big pass reception touchdown for Davenport thrown from Guernsey. And then Davenport with a 43-yard touchdown run. So it's been big play Davenport in this one out of T.O. rushing. Aravis Davenport has been the star here in the first half. We'll see what the West is able to do if they can get something going. There's a quick throw out.
Wow.
And, boy, that's a good throw to make. Being able to throw from the middle of the field to that out, a little bit of chippiness down inside between a couple of the players, and that'll bring up 4th down. But you get back to the earlier point, being able to step back and throw that out with the precision. You hear about quarterbacks that throw their receiver open, and that's exactly what happened right there from Willie Johnson Jr. out of Northwestern Middle School.
Some impressive display of his quarterback abilities here.
The West just has to capitalize on something. Last time they were down there, had it inside the 2 before they put the ball on the turf. Now they face a 4th down and 3. Twin in the backfield here. Handoff goes up the middle, and no, sir, stunning through there. And then stopping that one is number 24. And look, if I'm telling you, that is Aravis Davenport again. And if you've got a chance to put in a vote for an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP, you might be checking the same number on that box. The number 24 is Davenport has had one of those games. The other, Zion Alexander with an INT on the day. But this has been, without a doubt, the Aravis Davenport show here in the first half. 2:25 to go. East on their way, seeing if they can get something else onto the board. They'll start this drive from the 21-yard line. Nick, in the next couple of minutes, we'll get that roster emailed over to you. 2:25 to go until halftime. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Lone running back in the backfield with Guernsey is Davenport. Guernsey got to step up in the pocket, doing great to elude, and just dumps it off. And Davenport's got a good block to the far side, possibly a hold. Davenport, though, streaking down the sideline, 40, now 30. He's out in the distance high, stepping it, put the ball down, young man, and get into the end zone, and he does it. Aravis Davenport continues to impress, and Guernsey again credited with that touchdown pass, but watch the instant replay and you'll probably catch some of this. Watch Guernsey elude traffic and then dumps that one off. And boy, there he goes. Davenport stays in bounds right there. You see him, he does stay in, gets away from that, and then just high steps his way into the end zone. And here we are back 18-0 in this one. And goodness gracious, 2 touchdown passes credited to Guernsey. He's got 147 yards passing now on the day unofficially. 2 touchdowns. But Davenport has all of those yards receiving and the big 43-yard touchdown run. If it wasn't Davenport that was doing all of it, you'd think Guernsey was in the running for the MVP early on. And not to say that he's not, but dadgum, Davenport has been impressive.
Yes, he has.
And it's just, you're not going to bring him down with just any sort of tackle. Those legs keep churning the entire way.
They got this spread wide open.
Snap is back. Ball is going to hit the ground. It looks like penalty flag prior. May not have enough people on the line of scrimmage. And Guernsey gets hammered on the far side, and he gets up and has something to say to the young man that did that after the whistle. That was late and far on the sideline, too, that happened.
Legal substitution. Call against Team West.
West whistled for the penalty. That'll move that half the distance to the goal line and make this 2-point conversion attempt from inside the 2 at about the 1.5-yard line. 2:07 until the break. Don't forget that big one coming up at 6 o'clock. you'll want to go over there and get your pay-per-view ticket. You can go to 446sports.com, and that's the link that Gridiron Football has put up for the pay-per-view for that one. You can also go to the Gridiron Facebook page and do that. Gursey with the lob over the far side, going up and getting that one. Oh, they're calling it incomplete. Good coverage to the near side, throwing it up. One of those, they like to call them 50-50 balls. That was up in the air to Chris Shepard, but unable to come down with it. And 3 touchdowns for the East, 3 failed 2-point conversions. Watch the lob into the side of the end zone. Going up, thought he had it right there, but it looked like just staying there the entire time. The defender for the White, 18-0, 2:07, and it has just been the big plays of this East offense. And timeliness too, because they get the turnover from their defense underneath there at the back. Jokes continue to come in about the lack of T's in the South, but it is in the middle school. They are not going to set up the kickoffs in this just to prevent any injuries.
And you got to believe that. That makes really a lot of sense what you said there.
Number 20, Troy Ramos, and number 12, Bryce Fisher.
Melissa, you didn't hear me say that.
That kick from Gursey spins around, goes up the middle. It is picked up. Now it's dropped.
No.
Ball is picked up, and look, this could be trouble, and that's why you don't see the big kickoffs, because you try to limit that. So it is returnable. Just, boy, you got to be careful with that. 2:02 remains here until halftime. So glad that you've joined us. If you have not subscribed, we invite you to go and do that on our YouTube page. Getting close to 2,000 subscribers, and that's, I think our goal was 100 when we started football season earlier this year, and have made our way close to 2,000, and we owe every bit of it to you guys. You'll get content all throughout the year from that. You'll also be able to keep up with when we launch our new website, which will be coming up just next week, I believe, is when we'll launch that. First down at 10, West trying to get something done. They scrimmage from the 31-yard line. Snap is back, and there's pressure right up the middle, and that's going to be a sack. Crushing up the middle was number 30, Montrevel Lewis out of Crowville.
He should expect a Valentine's Day card after that shot.
Goodness gracious. First or second down, and give him a loss of 7 on that one, maybe 8. They'll push him back 7, so it'll be to the 24-yard line. Have to get all the way out to the 41. 2nd and 17 here, a minute and a half to go. And if you are the West, you might be better served to just say, hey, we want to get on in. It's like a fighter getting to the bell, just getting some haymakers from this East team. Running a little bit of clock down to 5 and 4 on the play clock. They'll get a timeout. Timeout will be whistled by the West. We'll hold it here and just kind of give you an idea about what's coming up. Of course, halftime just a minute 15 away. We'll have the second half of this one, and we'll stop and start the new broadcast. Pre-game, we're thinking, is going to be somewhere around 5 o'clock, and we'll give you a little info about some time that we've spent, some friends that we've made along the way these last few days. Heck, might even talk about the cold sausage at breakfast this morning at the hotel. That's why I tried to go to breakfast a little bit later, because it gives that pan time to warm up, I guess. I don't know.
It was fresh out of the cooler. You're right.
Yes, it was al dente, if you will. 1:15 to go until halftime of this one, but no, okay, just great hospitality by the folks here in town. Westdale Middle School, we told you that. Those guys did a great job of opening up and welcoming these folks here. Far sideline, I look at Coach Andy Bryson and Coach Marcus Randall, who orchestrate this entire thing. So great work by those two guys for what they do. Second down, 17. Back to pass, trying to get something. Here comes pressure, a little bit of a hole. Nothing called there. Good arm to get the ball to the outside, trying to make some moves. Gets back in line for a first down, but a big hit is there. But just great running, and that is number 7 Domingue for the West. There's a look at the proud papa. New dad delivered his second child this week. I think it was Tuesday morning that his wife delivered their daughter in there. So now his son was with him too a lot. It's great to see. And you see Marcus Randall there scratching his head. He's the one that orchestrated that little thing they call the Bluegrass Miracle down in Kentucky many years ago now. And you know, a lot of folks remember that pass that was called up. They were going for Michael Clayton. It hits Devery Henderson over the top. And one of the great memories for Marcus as we talked to him about that play was you go back and you see the replays and you already see the Gatorade that is poured on the heads of the folks, and you see those things. You've got an injured player down on the field. So we're going to step away. We're going to take a break real quick. We will not show any young man that's down for an extended time on injury. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 446 Sports.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy-saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
Jace Harris, the injured member of the East team, gets up and walks off on his own power, and that's so good to see. Very good to see. The first down and 10 following that big play. As before that break, we were reliving some moments with Marcus Randall and that group on that Bluegrass Miracle. But back to action we go. West trying to get something going. Here's quarterback's just going to keep that. And it looks like Willie Johnson that is in there in timeout. That, if I'm looking at that, it is the third timeout by the West as the ball, nose of the football rests there at midfield. Just 24 seconds until we get to the intermission. Oh, good crowd in here for this one. I'm looking across the far side and very, very excited about the number of folks that have made it out for this East-West Middle School game. Looking forward to what happens and the folks that come out for that one tonight at 6. Don't forget, if you have not picked up your pay-per-view, you need to make sure that you do that. Don't send us any mad face emojis about it. Rolling to the far side now, going deep and over the top. Oh, just overthrows the receiver, but it's hard to step back. That was intended for Domingue. Good arm from Johnson, but when you just step back and throw it up like that, boy, it's hard off your back foot to do that. But look at the great arm. Good work by Willie Johnson Jr. getting that ball out of there. The entire offense comes over. Willie Johnson Jr., the quarterback comes over, the wide receivers, the running back, everybody comes over to make sure they're on the right play. This is crucial. If you get an opportunity to go out there and get you a touchdown here, but down to 11 and 10 now on the play clock, got to get moving. You're down at 7-6, plenty of time on it. Snap is back. It's a good one. Going at the slant is there, spun around and in and out of the hands. And
green grass ahead of him.
Indeed, that's that slant. Boy, I'm telling you, this one is getting chippy out there among the interior line of this one. 13 seconds to go. You see that on the big Memorial Stadium scoreboard that is off to our right from up here. Line of vehicles that have made it in, and I got to think this is the most folks that have been inside Memorial Stadium in a while. I don't think that it's utilized too often. But so grateful that those folks here at Memorial Stadium have welcomed in this Gridiron, this doubleheader of Gridiron All-Star football. Back to pass is Johnson. He's got to go get it all. Down the sideline looking for it.
Oh, my goodness, and the flag is out.
And look, in these rules, in the way it is, it's not a spot foul. Just, well, they teach that. If you're beat on the play, knock the receiver down. And that's what he did. That pass was intended for Bryce Fisher.
And now it's going to be a first down for Team West.
But nobody will argue about that one, as it was just two hands extended. And watch here the pass interference call that was made. We'll see if we have it.
We have 7 seconds left to go before halftime.
Pass was over the top, so I don't think we got it. May have to squeeze those in a little bit. 7 to go until halftime. 18-0. It has been all East in this one. Snap is back to Johnson. He's got pressure from the far side and just has to dump this one off. Again, that blitz from the far side, number 50, is Simon Davis, who just seems to be everywhere.
The intended on the pressure. Number 50, Simon Davis, on the hurry.
Taking a little rest there, I guess, pushing the ref before he blew the whistle for an injured player, but thought he might have got him, but just got smart heads-up play by the quarterback to get the ball away in time before taking a snap and retiring the half.
Yeah, and this is one of those you just have to be careful with. The last thing you want is to throw one of those back foot interceptions and get this East team to steal one here. Here comes pressure again from Davis, and that's throws it off his back foot, and a couple of players that are shaken up, and that's going to bring an end to the first half. We'll take a break, step away for just a moment, and then we'll give you the opportunity to sit back. Should be back in about 10-15 minutes. It is all East 18-0 over the West. We'll be back for second half action after halftime.
Love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I They love it when I turn up the bass.
From North Iberville. Number 1, Willie Johnson III from Northwestern Middle. Number 2, Dexter Ricard from Southern Lab. Number 3, Number 3, Ty London from West Louisiana. Number 3, Ty London. Number 4, Dustin Davis from Northwestern Middle. Number 5, Braden Jean from Woodlawn Middle. Number 6, Cameron Carter from Rugon Middle School. And how convenient this is. Number 7 is number 7. 7, Domingue from Parkview Baptist. Number 8, Dalen Early from Woodlawn Middle School. Likes to be nicknamed Maniac on the football field. Number 9, Javante Thomas from North Iberville. Number 10, Jaden Jones from GL Prep. Number 11, Hagen Collins from Broly. Number 12, Bryce Fisher from Northwestern Middle. Number 20, Troy Ramos from Southeast Middle. Number 21, Jacob Scott from Westdale Middle School. Number 22, Kendarius Bridges from Westdale Middle School. Number 23, Stratton Kane from Catholic Point Capee. Number 24, Jamarion Campbell from Livonia Middle School. Number 26, Tallahassee Albert from Woodlawn Middle School. Number 27, Tyler Payne from Caneville Middle School. Number 30, Roderick James from Prairieville Middle School. Number 42, Ivory Johnson from Westdale Middle School. Number 50, Joshua Morgan from Northwestern Middle School. Number 52, Jacorian Franklin from Rugon Middle School. Number 65, Carter Williams from Westdale Middle School. Number 67, Kieran Robinson from Westdale Middle School. Number 68, Hunter Chara from Catholic High in Baton Rouge. Number 75, Jax Spiller from Westdale Middle School. Number 78, Hazen Vasquez from Westdale Middle School. And then finally, number 99, Hendren Stewart from Plaquemine Middle School, led by head coach Quentin Dixon. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your roster for Team West. Moving over to Team East, led by head coach James Taylor. Number 0, Kelton Bennett from Griffin Middle. Number 1, Carson Gursey from Youngsville Middle School. Number 2, Aiden Taylor from Griffin Middle. Number 3, Chase Harris from Faraday Junior High. Number 4, Jamari Carter from Faraday Junior High. Number 5, Ty Simpson from Delta Charter. Number 6, Amari Reynolds from Griffin Middle. Number 7, Chris Shepard from Faraday Junior High. Number 8, Zion Alexander from Faraday Junior High. Number 9, Andy Keith from Delta Charter. Number 10, Mikael Wyatt from Faraday Junior High. Number 11, Logan Spruck from Kenner Discovery. Number 12, Jeremy Freeman from Griffin Middle. Number 20, Gary Wilson from Einstein Middle School. Number 21, Javon Northern from Faraday Junior High. Number 22, Brayden Allen from Crowville. Number 23, Xavier Walker from Vidalia Junior High. Number 24, the 3-touchdown man himself, Ravis Davenport from Rushing. Number 26, Anthony James from Faraday Junior High. Number 27, Cam Anderson from Faraday Junior High. Number 30, Montrevel Lewis from Crowville. Number 50, Salmon Davis from Faraday Junior High. Number 52, John Terrius Jackson from Baskin. Number 65, Dylan Scott from Faraday Junior High. Number 74, Will Giddens from Crowville. And finally, number 77, Isaiah McLaurin from Einstein Middle School. That is your Team East. Get ready, folks. Second half about to start momentarily. So if you're in concession stand, you need to use the bathroom, just let you know you got a couple minutes away from the second half of our Gridiron Football Junior High All-American Bowl game. Stick around.
And welcome back. We're getting ready for second half action here from Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Right here on 110.
All right, I'll take that. 18-0, East with the lead. It has been all Aravis Davenport in this one. A couple of big, long 43-yard touchdown run. Had a couple of 70-plus yard touchdown catches that if they were 70-yard touchdown receptions, it was probably 73 yards after the catch because they were swing out passes out of the backfield. Both were from Guernsey out of Youngsville Middle School. And goodness gracious, it's been just a performance by that young man out of T.O. Rushing. But Guernsey has credit for about 150 yards passing in this one. All three two-point conversion attempts were no good. And that leaves us here at 18-0. The West team had a chance to get in, had the ball first and goal, ended up fumbling the ball on third and goal from inside the 2. And that's where we are now, 18-0. 2 10-minute quarters remaining in this one. I'm going to tell you, the West defense is going to have to step up in this one. Don't forget, coming up at 6 o'clock, it is the Gridiron Football All-American Bowl. And if the game is just a fraction of the way that practice was pretty saucy this week. We were out at all 4 of those 3-hour ones. And, man, you saw just a lot of great football out there this week. And so if it's just a fraction of as good as practice was, man, you guys are in for a good treat. So get your ticket. Hop on the pay-per-view side of it. You can go to the Gridiron Football Facebook page, or you can go to 446sports.com, and all of the proceeds of that go into this Gridiron Football program, not to the folks here at 446. So that's kind of an onside kick is what it is, and that's going to be recovered by the East time, a la I guess you're going to have the onside. Yeah, they do. They turn out and say, wait a minute now, hold on to get it. And they start that one off the way the Saints, the other black and gold team, started off the Super Bowl they were in many years ago. How about that for a little Saints Super Bowl reference? Yeah.
They did indeed.
So there you have it. The East, again, all in black jerseys and bottoms with the gold block numbers on here. And Ultimate Apparel, the uniform sponsor of the Gridiron Football, has been since year one of this thing. Gosh, back in, what was that, 2016 that we did the first one. Have been on the call for all of those, save for the game down in Orange Beach a year ago because weather prevented us from getting over there as it was moved up a couple of days here. getting things sorted out. Actually getting the chains set up now. Is the chain gang yet to make it back from halftime break, it appears.
It has gotten a little cooler, so maybe they're moving a bit slower.
The first drive of the
Perhaps.
second half in Team West territory.
So Team West
at 48
won the
yard
toss
line.
to start the game, deferred, kicked the ball to the East. The East goes and scores on their second play of the game. Added a couple of more long touchdown passes. East comes out with an onside kick. And now here they have it for the first possession from the 48-yard line. Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins. Handoff goes up the middle, dancing around, trying to get somewhere. But that West defense has been solid except for 2 or 3 big plays, and that's all that it's taken the East to get this big cushion. Ty Simpson out of Delta Charter, the ball carrier from this one. See who they've got. Is that Keith in there at quarterback?
Team West.
It is, in fact, Andy Keith, also out of Delta Charter. So that's a pretty talented backfield that you will see over the next few years for those folks up in the northeast portion of the state.
Flag on the play. False start. Called against Team East.
False start will put East behind the chains. They had it 2nd down and 8. Now we'll move to 2nd down and 13. Back on the negative side of the field as they will get inside their 50, move them back to what appears to be the 49. So 5-yard penalty. Ball's got to get to the 38-yard line for a first down. 2nd down and 13, just underway. 9:20. Expect a big play out of the East. They scored within a minute in the first 2 quarters. Keith back to pass. He's going to have to keep it. No, it is the keeper. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
Wow.
An interior line for the West has just been so solid. They were led that time up the middle by number 11, Hagan Collins. Hagan Collins right up the middle to make that big play. And when you get this far behind the sticks, you really will just pin your ears and come back. And that's where we've seen the West team have some success against the East, is able to get them into a sure passing situation. But the pass out of the backfield, kind of that screen pass, has been the counter to that. There's a snap to Keith. He's rolling to the far side, runs right into the teeth of that defense. And oh, baby, going to go down in the backfield for another loss. That is a 5-yard sack back to the 39-yard line.
Here's an instant replay.
Yeah, just watch
Stat by number 52, Jacorian Franklin.
Watch Jacorian Franklin just come in there and just refuses to give up on that one. That's a 4th down, and you got to kick this one away. And anything that we've seen, they've not been able to get
down
there.
here too.
Yep, young man is down on the field, and been a pretty good week of practice. Haven't seen any type of injuries throughout. And as you get in there and banging around and going full speed, you're going to see these things happen just a little bit. There's a look at that crowd that is starting to make its way in here. And look, don't think that crowd is sparse because you got a lot of empty seats. I'd be willing to bet it's a bigger crowd than a lot of these watered-down bowl games in college that are out there, without a doubt. Now, a lot of it is these kids can't drive themselves to the game yet like the high school kids can.
This is true.
But if you are at home and you choose to watch this one there, we appreciate you tuning in. Nearing that 2,000 subscriber mark. Have picked up a couple hundred this week since we've been here, and we're certainly grateful for that. Looking for that 2,000 mark. Got a lot of new eyes on us. Some from Alabama that we've picked up, Florida, Texas, all over, a couple in Canada. So we appreciate everybody that is in there. That is number 52. Jacorian Franklin, that is coming off kind of banged up just under his knee. He's a young man that was on that sack there at the end. 8 minutes even to go. Clock should start on the whistle, and it does. We're off and rolling. Guernsey back to punt, gets this one and puts a foot into it, and it bounces and rolls around. That's on the ground live. East looks like, no, the West picks it up and falls down, and there's a lot of chaos on special teams for both of these squads. So the onside kick that was taken by the East to start things off, West goes up and gets a couple of big sacks. And now the West offense will have it first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Again, so grateful that you're here. Doug Gann with 446 Sports. You can find us on our new website at 446sports.com that is set to launch next week after the new year. We're going to launch that in 2024. Chuck Perkins alongside. Brett Stallsby manning the camera. He's going to bring you some field shots later on. Look like offsides, but not going to call that. And that's a quick handoff to the near side, and that is Domingue banging his way through on what is near the first down. He'll pick up 9, make it second down and 1.
On the carry, picks up 9. Was brought down by
Big shout out to everybody back home in Alexandria that's watching this one. A lot of folks through the different mediums. We stream this to a number of different places. It goes out to Twitter and Facebook and our YouTube page, and that's the best way to see it there. Second down and 1. Snap is back. Handoff is there, but right in the backfield is Davenport again. Trying to say backfield and Davenport the same way. But, oh, my goodness, that dude has been absolutely everywhere. I saw him taking tickets as they were coming in. He's done so much today. Well, it's amazing.
He was in his back porch like he was drinking a cup of tea or something on his back porch.
Davenport.
Well, I was trying to work
I know you were trying.
As best I could.
I know you were trying. 6:41 and counting. Stop trying. Third down and 5. See, when you give your production guy the color commentator role and he's able to mute you as well, that's tough. Third down and 5. Back to pass. Now coming to the near side. Pressure comes up the middle. Trying to get out of it. Oh, good pressure by both of those, and that one is dumped off. And I'm going to tell you, pick which part of that play you want, and it was very well done.
See how much of that we got here. All the scramble, yep.
Yeah, so you got Davenport up the middle, Ricard spinning around, gets out of that, keeps his eyes downfield looking for Domingue, but just overshoots him. Domingue, if he catches that one, that's a highlight reel, and Domingue catches that. We've already got 3 possibilities, 4 now for our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game. We'll also name our Quibitos Player of the Game when this is over with. Each side from Gridiron will receive an offensive and defensive player of the game. Those plaques made by BU Designs, and we thank you for that. But we'll name our Quibitos Player of the Week, and we'll get that posted. That kick is high, bouncing around, and will be picked up there at the 37 where it is downed.
Number 7, Chris Shepard calls for the fair catch.
Chris Shepard. Fair catch just kind of waves. That one goes up under there and grabs it. How long can that West defense continue to keep this East team at bay? It's 18-0 now, but that West offense has shown no signs really of getting anything going. The 3 scores are those 3 big runs from Aravis Davenport.
Yes.
Port. Right.
Yes. Likes the enunciations that he has there.
Have to. Don't want to be accused of having too much of a Southern dialect as this is going around the country and internationally as well.
Kind of like Licked Skillet, right?
We did find out about Licked Skillet, Alabama.
No, Licked Skillet.
It's so many great folks, and we'll talk some more about those stories as we get into that 6 o'clock game. Snap is back. That is Gursey. Dumps it off to the far side. That's behind the line of scrimmage. But
and it looked like it was backwards, but they're throwing a...
They're going to throw a flag and may end up throwing a hat. It very well could be a unnecessary roughness there towards the end of the play. And those officials will be doing what they can to curtail some of that aforementioned chippiness. Have to get all of my words. It's been about a month since we've had a game, so.
This is true.
Football game, anyway.
Yes.
Oh, they're moving it forward. Yeah, that's that unnecessary roughness. And that may give that momentum back over to this East squad as they will scrimmage from inside the 50 to the 47-yard line of the West. Moving right to left, 6:04 here to go in the third. Again, 10-minute quarters in this one, so you worry about fatigue starting to set in on some of these young men who I think normally play only 8-minute quarters, some 6. But goodness, and it's been probably a month or two before they've played. Back to pass is Gursey. He's got to scramble. He's trying to get around the corner and does. There's going to be a hold, so it's all going to come back. It'll be for naught. Knocked out of bounds, and they're bringing it back instantly as the flag sits around the 48-yard line of the East.
There is a flag holding called against Team East.
Yeah, they'll bring that back. And only one person is aware of that penalty, and I think that is the white hat. All the rest of them were setting up ready to go from the end of that run, but it'll back it up a long way. And again, working in the favor of the West, the East team will be a long way behind the sticks.
Yes. Several yards.
Timeout by the East. We'll take it with them and be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Gridiron Football All-Star Bowl game right here on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to live action we go. Repeat first down following the hold. First down and 20. 5:54 remaining. Back to pass is Gursey, and he's going to be trapped up there. I'm telling you, when you get this East team behind the chains, that defense of the West team just piles through.
Gursey is sacked.
Good afternoon for a nap as you're hanging out in this beautiful weather. You just relax and get you a nap if you choose to on a nice, cool afternoon.
Need some hot cocoa?
Have mercy. 5.5 to go in the third. Third down and 22 following the sack. And you got to know that West team is going to come back after it again. Davenport up the middle, but he's not going to do anything there. There's no tricky. They're going to let him do that. They're back covering a little bit, but just showing great pressure up the middle. That'll be third down and a long way to go. Long way to go for the East team. They are eastbound and down 4:50 remaining in the third. Gursey scrambling to the far side. He's pressured and just has to dump that one off, but is hammered down on the far side.
Gursey, pressure on the play by number 42.
Expect Gursey to stay back out there and kick this one away on fourth down.
How about that defense for Team West?
Look, the Team West defense has not been, I mean, short of 3 plays in this game is all that they have not been up to the task. Just so happens those 3 plays were a 43-yard touchdown run by Davenport, a 74-yard touchdown reception by Davenport, and a 78-yard touchdown reception by Davenport. So, and those were ones that were missed tackles and was able to knock away, folks. But my goodness, Aravis Davenport has been the story in this one. Defensive line from the West has created no rush on the kick. That one is kicked up and in his way. West trying to create. It's corralled in at the 39. Coming to the near side, 50 now, 45. Spun around but not taken out, and a good return by number 12, Bryce Fisher, out of Northwestern Middle School.
Number 12, Bryce Fisher on the return.
3:35 in the afternoon. Pre-game, we think, will be somewhere around 5 o'clock, 5:15 for that big Gridiron All-American Bowl. And we'll talk to you about some of the things that went on, some of the things that we learned. We talk about something we learned out of Canada this year, that
wow.
they have not just 12 grades, but you can have a 12B and come back for an optional fifth. You can be a fifth-year senior out of there. And we've got a young man playing in the contest that is classified as a junior and playing, has the option to come back, but has been in 4 years of high school.
Wow.
So, and their football's played with 12. Anyway, here we go. 4:32 remaining in the third. Good pressure from the far side. And ball's just handed off. Now you got an opportunity to get something going. But both of these teams playing good defense.
Horse collar.
They're going to call a horse collar down at the end. That was on Kelton Bennett.
Yeah, he was reaching in his pocket trying to pull it out. I guess it didn't fall in his waistline when he's where the yellow flag usually is.
On the run was Bryce Fisher. And again, getting down deep into the territory of this East team hasn't been the problem. It's just been finishing off the drives. You got to remember, they were one time first down and goal inside the 10, had the ball third and goal from the 2, and put the ball on the turf and unable to get it. And well, I'm telling you, this East team has been the recipient of some timely drops by this West team. West team got to pay off a drive right here. They have it first down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Inside handoff is there. Now cutting it back and nifty running there. Banging around is number 3, Ty London. And London falling down around the 20-yard line is where he goes. 4:04. You'll watch it on the replay. Saw what I did there, Brett, didn't you? Saw that. Ty London banging around. Lewis with the tackle there. Second down and 9. A little bit more than 9, so it'll be a short one, but a timeout is taken by the East, and they'll stop and talk about it with 3:45. We'll take it with them and be back in 30 seconds. You are watching the Gridiron Football All-American, or correction, that's the All-Star Bowl game,
yes,
brought to you by the Johnson Law Group, right here on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
All football, all the time. Make sure to check us out.
Back to live action we go here at Memorial Stadium. Sun starting to make its way down, and that's going to really cool things off. Second down and a yard to go. Have to get to the 20. High snap, but corralled in. Handoff is going to go right back up the middle. Looks like London again has that carry. 3:38 remaining here in the third again. They played 4 10-minute quarters.
Aiden Wausau, number 0, on the carry. No game on the play.
They'll give that to Melanson, actually, who has that. We had it, didn't have 0 in there, but I see that's who it is. I see London
First down to 10.
back there with Melanson as they're flanked on either side of Ricard. 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Third down. I think they've got the chain wrong. Spun around. Ball is on the ground again, and that's going to be a turnover. East will have it. East team comes out of there, and that's just what we talked about, is just that untimely turnovers. I count 4 turnovers now for the west side that they have recovered. And Jackson has that, but any time that you're that far behind in the turnover battle, it's just it spells bad things for you. First down and 10 now for the East. They will have it from the 20-yard line as they start to go the other way. Just a great football game. Played well on both sides. Defense has dictated these. It has been the three big plays from the young man from T.O. rushing, Aravis Davenport, number 24, who has broken some tackles. That West defense has keyed on him, though, and have kept him mainly in check. I know his numbers are big and his stats are high, but first down and 10. Actually, they'll mark it, right on the 20-yard line. Nose of the football rests on the 20. Pass is back there. Now to get it, and somebody else has it that's getting out and open, and that's Zion Alexander. Zion to the 30, now 20, 10, 5, touchdown, 80-yard touchdown pass. Zion Alexander, oh, baby, what a big run.
Goodness gracious, what a run.
Number 9, Andy Keith on the touchdown pass.
Andy Keith is the one that got that out to him. But look, watch Keith now as he'll step in the back and just that's the third touchdown pass on that little dump out of the backfield, and they just let these guys get out in space and go. Taking a bad angle at it there was the West defender, and that allowed Alexander to go to the distance, and that was Faraday Junior High's pride doing it there. Goodness gracious. A lot of highlights that'll be chopped up out of this one. We'll have a lot of these highlights up tomorrow evening as we return home. Hope all of you heading back have traveling grace as well. Again, 2-point conversion, so they can go 80 yards on one play, but are 0 for 4 going for 2 yards in on one. But it just shows you how solid that West defense is. Boy, those shadows starting to wreak havoc a little bit on the cameras as that comes over. The next hour or so, that'll be out of the way as those shadows. It kind of reminds you of Wrigley Field, how the shadows would start to creep in out there, and it really makes things rough. You see a very brightly lit Memorial Stadium off to the far side of us. We're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Been here all week long. 446 Sports bringing you coverage of Bowl Week for Gridiron Football. Have you been to the Gridiron Football Facebook page? You need to go check that out. Also, go to gridironfootballusa.com. That is their website. You can follow along with their magazine. They've got a magazine that comes out, and you want to know anything about sports and football, you want to know anything about football around the state of Louisiana, and quite frankly, throughout the nation, check out Gridiron Football. Like we're going to have offsides on the kicking team, and we do, crossing the line before the kicker did. Boy, this is the third quarter that won't go away. They'll move them back to the 35-yard line where would say tee it back up, but they won't. That is Gursey that is there. Carson Gursey, Youngsville Middle School. You've heard us talk about him throughout the afternoon as he has thrown a couple of touchdown passes, both to Davenport. That kick is there, right? And it's caught in the air. Boy, you don't see that a lot. And once again, this West team will start off in plus territory, but are 0 for 3 inside the red zone today with a couple of turnovers. And have moved the ball well between the 30s. Well, but further inside of that, they call it, that's your term, inside the 30s, is when you're able to move the ball up and down the field, but you get inside the red zone and are unable to pay it off. This drive will start from the 40-yard line. West has got a lot of work to do. Running someone late onto the field is the East. Again, you wonder what these guys have in the tank left. You'll see big 50, 55-man rosters for the seniors. These have about 25 on their roster, so a lot of kids playing the full game. That one's right up the middle. But I'm telling you, it's been pretty well played in this one today. These middle school guys are are going to have bright futures at the high school level, without a doubt.
Yes, they really will.
Some domain on the carry with the group tackle by Team East.
I need to bring you to school with me when I go back to school.
What is it, show and tell?
Well, yeah. Bring my little Doug. When I need an essay written, because you're getting your word count in today for sure.
In fact, we are. Look, it doesn't match that one from Wednesday night when we had media night. 3 hours of interviews back to back to back.
To back.
Yeah, that was something. A lot of fun, though. Met a lot of great people. Back to pass. Now, thought about going over the top. That's going to dump off to the near side. And Davenport on the tackle.
Big receiver there for the West.
That is Braden Jean that pulls that in. Jean out of Woodlawn Middle School. Again, they will name the offensive and defensive MVPs of the East and the West when this game is over with. And yes, I know they say North and South, but the jerseys came in East and West. So there you have that. Minute 12 remaining in the third. Still have a quarter left to play. It's been all East in this one. Thought about pass, good coverage. Oh, wide open and just overshoots the intended receiver. But I've got to believe that receiver may have been looking back into the. No, the sun's over there. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Tried to.
He needed a little help there.
Willie Johnson Jr. had a wide open receiver, but have really got to convert here. Look, if there's and wherever the optimist, if there's some way to get into the end zone here and maybe get an onside kick of your own, and we've seen stranger things happen. But thus far, it's been all East. Snap is back, high snap, but brought in. Good throw in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And oh, man, he knew that he had that one. Would have been the first down. Instead, it is a turnover on downs, and that East team will have it, and they'll be set to go. Under a minute remaining here. Looking ahead at the next game, again, this will be the 6th Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game, the 7th year of its existence, but COVID got it 1 year. COVID got a lot of things 1 year.
Yeah. Couple of attention.
Couple of coaches, Coach JT, who is coaching this middle school team, and Coach Collins, who we've interviewed as well, are both 5-0. Unblemished records, but they're both on the East, and that West team looks pretty solid. Little jet sweep is brought in by Freeman, and he is just hammered in the back.
And if their mascot's not the Panthers or the Tigers or something with sharp claws, it should be, because they sunk him in there and just held on to him and drug him back.
Loss of fight, and that's not been the problem is stopping most of the plays. It's just those 4 big ones. See if that is Gursey and Davenport in here with 23 and 22. Do have to snap the football one more time this period. 14 and 13 on the play clock.
If they'll do the run play or.
2nd down and 15. Gursey's got it to Davenport. Davenport trying to get to the corner, but that white-clad West team had different ideas about it. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter of play from Memorial Stadium. Here it is, the Gridiron All-Star Bowl game, and it's been all East in this one. They lead it 24-0. We'll be right back.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
getting ready for the fourth quarter of play. Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins, Brett Stallsby in the booth with us here running the camera. Guernsey back to pass. He's being pressured, chased around back there, and big defensive work. And look, it's just incredible. That is Dalen Early. It's incredible the way these guys have played in this game, and they trail 24-0. Just really unable to get anything going offensively on the day, and that brings up fourth down and a long way to go. It'll be 23 yards to go. Have to get out to the 45-yard line, and the ball rests at the 22. Fourth down and 20. Fourth down and 28. Goodness gracious.
And, you know, they always say you don't have to get it all at one time. On this one, they do. Or
They'll bring Guernsey back in because it is punt.
yeah.
It is the punt formation. Had Andy Keith back in there. Well, we met that young man. That's he is a cousin of one of the players in the next game, and so he sits down with him in the interview, and
This is right.
he's taller, and so I think he's one of the. I think he's the other guy that's playing in that game. Low snap, but not going to matter. But he gets up and he's actually taller than Jaden Guernsey McDonald in that one, and West will have that one. But I thought he was one of the senior high kids, and he's not. He's one of the he's one of the middle schoolers, and I was like, man, it just isn't right. I'd have to stand on a stool to be as tall as some of those eighth graders that were playing in this one.
I told you so.
8:27 to go here in what has been all East all the time, 24-0. Now you start looking, if you're the West, they've started their fifth drive inside their opponent's territory tonight and are 0-4 on the previous four times that they have been inside here. Fourth drive that they've started inside their opponent's territory and have nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
See if this could be that difference maker. But like you said, fourth quarter, it's time's getting precious.
Two to the top, two to the near side. High snap, bounces around. Going to have to fall on that. And someone followed looking for a scoop and score, but not going to be there. But able to fall on it is Braden Allen. And boy, just their own. And watch this snap that is there. And it just goes high and over there. It's right up chest high, so you probably got to grab that in. But thought about trying for the scoop and score, did Braden Allen out of Crowville, but able to fall on that. And 0 for 5 now on possessions started inside their opponent's territory. And goodness, here comes the East with probably what is arguably their best starting field position of the day.
I agree. In plus this time.
Team East will start in Team West territory at the 49.
Back there at quarterback is Andy Keith. He finished the last one. I believe that's, yep, that is Keith.
Kind of felt like Jace Lejeune, the PA, is kind of listening to what you were saying there.
Well, sometimes we give and take. There's that little jet sweep coming in. Good stiff arm, but never giving up. That was number 11, Hagan Collins, out of Bruley, coming up big. That was Montrevel Lewis out of Crowville as well. 1, 2, 3 of those young men in here. Vidalia well represented. Faraday well represented. All that east side of Louisiana. Delta Charter goes up a little further than that. Have all made their way down here into this Baton Rouge area for this Gridiron All-Star Bowl game, middle school, and they have not disappointed today in this one. This game, 24-0, but you look at the field and it's been one of those games that has been very well played. Back to pass as Keith pressured up the middle. Not a horse collar, spins out of it. Does Keith juking, spins around, and he's just he's leveled right there by Braden Jean of the East, and we'll see. Yeah, he'll get him up.
And then here comes the boom from number 5, Braden Jean.
Yeah, that's just well, when you come in, they talk about the blindside block. That's kind of a blindside hit. Nothing intentional, nothing malicious, nothing out of it. Just happens to be football is a very physical sport, and there's an opportunity to get hit pretty hard, and it happened there. They're going to take a timeout and get that young man up. Looks like it just got his bell rung a little bit. He'll shake that off. We have seen Andy Keith, just a solid, strong-willed player that has taken some shots and hopped right back up.
You got an instant replay if you want to see it or not.
Now let's stay away
I'd rather not,
from that. 7:20. What we'll do is take a quick break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the All-Star Bowl game right here on 446 Sports.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com.
We're back here on the field, and young man is up and off there. Got just being helped out by Coach Taylor, Coach JT, as he's been around here. Got to spend a lot of time visiting with Coach JT. He was easily the last one away from the lobby at night, and the first one up in the morning.
Yeah,
and
easily.
And we were there with him most of the time, finishing up and preparing for what is going to be an exciting All-American Bowl game coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. Doug Gann with 446 Sports. So glad that you are here with us through every second of this one.
And I will say, with the many conversations we had with him, he had a plethora of knowledge of different, especially of LSU.
Indeed, and he's umpired a lot through the years and coached around the state. And boy, you just make so many people here while you're in. I invite you to come down. Next time you get an opportunity, you ought to come on down this way. There goes Gursey. He spun around the corner, turns back into his body and throws that one, and that's one of the better passes that we've seen him throw today. But he's rolling out to his left, has to turn and set his shoulder and throw the ball back down the field, and that's what you look for out of quarterback play. You know, so many times you'll see a young man just roll that way and only think he can throw the way he's going. Squaring those shoulders up, and that's just good fundamental quarterback work.
Right, and making the reception look like his receiver was working his way back to try to give him some assistance, too.
Two receivers to the far side, one to the near side, and Gursey up around the 200-yard mark in passing. Snap is back. Now he's going to take this one. Comes across and, in and out of the hands. Had a lot of room to run, but dumps that pass off. Stayed behind the line of scrimmage. If you thought he was near it, not going to, so no penalty for those of you scoring at home. 6:20 left in this ball game. 4 o'clock here in Baton Rouge. That next game slated for 6 o'clock. Again, grab those pay-per-view tickets if you have not done that already. Look at Coach Markell, the linebacker coach for that West team here that's getting ready to go, coming out, getting a little workout in, doing some bleachers. You got to love that.
I thought he was just running stadiums.
Thought he was just coming and getting a quick little workout. Huh?
Yeah.
How are you breathing so hard? It's because you didn't get sleep. Now he leaves there.
Did you wait for pancakes this morning?
Coach Markell Johnson out of Sarah T.
is.
Reed coming up visiting with us and got to spend a lot of time. Look, he had the pleasure of working with those solid linebackers from the West, and I'm telling you, get ready for that as they're going to put a show on in that next game. There's a direct snap. No, it's kept to the far side, trying to get out of bounds, spun around and down. That is number 6. Reynolds that is out of bounds.
Cameron Carter.
He's down there on the other side of the pizza. I'll come back and warm up.
Nearing the halfway point and looked like spun out of bounds there. Timeout called by the West.
By Team West.
We'll keep it right here. Chuck, tell us a little bit about what we're looking to look forward to tonight.
Well, you were talking about earlier you mentioned that our All-American Bowl game for the seniors this year. And we had a couple of juniors actually out there practicing with them. Now, they won't get to make an appearance in the bowl game itself, but they were out there practicing. So we have the bowl game coming off. Kickoff is at 6. Pre-game, we've said it's like 5:15. I'm going to probably say it'd be closer to 5:15 because I know I'm going to have to make a trip down to the bottom of the stadium to find a restroom. And it's probably going to take me a couple of breath stops back up to get up here. So I'm gonna bank on 5:15 on our start. Just saying. But that coming up, if you're watching to get to that game, either you have to be here live or you can watch it live through our live stream. You have to get your ticket through Gridiron Football on their page there.
3rd down and 9. Guernsey inside handoff, trying to make things happen, but another big defensive stop there in the middle. That's going to bring up 4th down for the East, and you know that certainly they will stay in there and do some work, trying to grind out as much clock as they can as we go halfway home here in the 4th, trying to get this All-Star Bowl game put to bed. 4:52 and counting, 24-0. East have the lead and the football. 4th down and 5, have to get to the 25-yard line in order to move the sticks. Snap is back. Inside handoff is there. Now cut up.
Wow.
Oh, it's going to depend where they may mark it shy, and they do. And that's another turnover on downs by the East team. The white-clad West defense steps up and makes the stop. Good tackling has been there. Been very impressed with it.
Did you see that? The two I guess they're both number ones. It looked like it. But he went over after the tackle. He went over and they gave like a congratulatory hug on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of sportsmanship all this week, and it's kind of one of those talent recognizing talent type of things. We saw just a ton of it out of that at that senior level game.
And that's what you like to see out here on the field. Fight hard, challenge each other. But at the end of the day, you know, your family, because you're playing the same game. And, just show the love to one another.
Well, and those young guys were able to be around a lot of things. They went to the 7-on-7, which was not football 7-on-7. It was 7 players, or 7 former college and NFL players. Speaking of these young men, back to pass, going over the top. What a beautiful pass it is. There's Davenport that is going to get whistled for pass interference. Flag comes from the far side, but it's Davenport not turning around and playing the ball and just got in the way of it. So that's going to be a 1st down as a result of the penalty. But you go back to that 7-on-7. We heard from Gabe Northern, former LSU and Buffalo Bills star. We heard from Tyler Lewis was out there. Singleton was there. Just a number. Chris Clark made the trip. A number of guys that came in there and talked to these young men and reminded them that while football is such a vital part of their life, it is only a part of their lives. And great to see these young men respond to it. Back to pass now. Again, we saw a great arm earlier. Steps up in the pocket, now spins around. Coming to the near side, he's going to have to square his shoulders and unable to. If he gets to the corner, he's got a chance. But look at that lateral pursuit out of the East team's Kelton Bennett as he goes sideline to sideline along with Dexter Ricard.
Plus 2 yards on, dare I say, 87 yards of running?
Unofficially 87 yards side to side, 50-yard field, and he traversed it a bit.
Yeah, it was quite the athletic display there.
4:46 remaining here in the ball game. Trying to finish this first one off and get ready for the second. Ricard back to pass. Now he goes over the top, in and out of the hands. Close to the near side, number 22. Kendarius Bridges was the intended receiver. Chris Shepard from Faraday back in coverage. 4:08 now and counting. A lot of time ran off on that play, didn't it? From 4:46 to 4:08. A lot of time on that clock, on that play.
Wow.
Third down. Wow. Third down and 8 for the West. They scrimmage from the 43-yard line. Correction, the 41. Have to get out to the 49. Stepping up in the pocket. Now stepping back. Puts his right foot in and now takes it back. And they're going to, I guess they're going to call a face mask that time. And not much argument from Jontarius Jackson as he knew that he was guilty of that. So it'll be a personal foul. Face mask on the end of the run on what would have been a 10-yard loss on that sack. Well, you bring your kids somewhere and they eat up all the snacks in the first game. Isn't that something? 4:01 to go here in the ball game. Eat all the snacks. But look, we're out of snacks. When you go back to the store, don't have time for that.
It's going to be an interesting drive home. That's all I can say.
That's all I can say.
I know that back seat's going to be nice and comfy.
Sun starts to set here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
What's the phone number? Calling Baton Rouge.
I thought I'd make the whole game without that. There goes Ricard over the top. Got a man again outside shoulder when the receivers were looking in, and that was one of those.
Uh-oh.
They got a punch is thrown, and that young man is going to be ejected. That'll be Reynolds that will be ejected in this one. Looks like both players may very well be, as they got tied up into this one. And punches thrown, and that will be disqualifications in those games. See if it was offsetting or if it just the one that was called.
Where's Whitehead? There he is.
That happened at the tail end of that play. And we'd seen chippiness throughout this one. And personal foul on the defense. They offset on there. So no, you won't say no harm, no foul because punches were thrown in that one. But both players will be ejected and disqualified from this contest, the remaining 3:46 in this one. I'm going to tell you, didn't see this at all in the senior level side of it. Motion on that one, but nobody really concerned about it as they're trying to get the clock done. Ricard steps out of bounds wisely right in front of Chris Shepard. Trying to go hurry up is this West offense. Go back and watch that tonight and see if we had the camera. They're not really sure what happened between those two young men other than it just got scrappy, but they had been kind of going at each other. Both teams had went through the whistle.
I mean, good competition when you're fighting against one other, like, sportsman type fighting.
Yeah, you just got to know that it's over and it stays on the field because there's not really any place for that in the sport. Play action now coming back to the near side as Ricard steps inside a defender, slides down inside the 20. They'll mark him at the 21 where he gave himself up and started the slide. 3:27, tick, 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 tick. 24-0 East leads this one. Again, we'll take a little bit of those shadows starting to creep in. We need to get the good thing about the 6 o'clock hour is that sun will be down and we'll be at the full benefit of the lights that are in here. It's a tough time when those shadows start hitting.
Whistle dead.
Yeah, there's going to be an illegal participation as somebody came running off the field there at the end of it. It'll be against the East's defense. We are a little over the 2-hour mark in this one that kicked off at 2 o'clock. This last half has went a lot slower than that first one.
Yes, it has.
And just the one touchdown here in the second. So no kickoffs short of the one to start things off. And the touchdown snap is back to Ricard. He's going over the top in triple coverage, and look, had a good opportunity at it as the defenders, I don't think really saw where the ball had went.
The intended receiver, number 5, Braden Jean.
Braden Jean was the intended receiver from Ricard. And a lot of the emotions, you can attribute that to fatigue. Again, you've got about 14, 15 guys on the sideline is all that are in there. So these rosters don't have but 26 or 27 people on them. So you have kids that are going both ways. Those offensive linemen, defensive linemen getting tired. And sometimes those things happen. Snaps back to Ricard. Here comes pressure. Now he rolls opposite wide. Tries to square his, and it's picked off in the end zone. They'll mark him out to the 2-yard line. That is number 7, Chris Shepard. That's 3 red zone turnovers. Well, let's watch that back again. And Ricard just trying to make something happen. Squares the shoulders up, kind of jump passes that one, but unable to get anything on there. And there's Shepard with the INT. So Zion Alexander with an interception today. Chris Shepard with an interception today. And it's just a couple of fumble recoveries. And, man, it's been one of those games for the West unable to finish drives off.
Yeah, and, like you said, getting that good field position, either kickoffs or whatnot, or every time they got the ball, it seemed like they had great field position, but just could not finish it up.
No, and that's that defense of the east side has been just so solid and opportunistic as they get those turnovers when they need it. That's the second time that the East team will start inside their own 5-yard line from a turnover.
Yes, and we heard Coach Bryson say it early on at the very beginning. He said defense wins the games.
Yep, indeed. And, boy, you start looking ahead to that West-East All-American Bowl.
Thought the ball came out.
Turnover, and it did, and so the West will have it here. 2:24 remaining. They'll get it first down and goal. That's the second time they've had first and goal to start a possession. Very spirited in the PA booth down there today.
Yes, they are. Look, folks, and we're glad that you've joined us to watch this great game here between these two squads. And if you've enjoyed the production, just give us a thumbs up. It's something we enjoy doing here at 446 Sports. My name is Chuck Perkins, alongside the CEO and man of the day.
A little bit of everything. Yeah,
Doug.
we'll see. Timeout there whistled, and trying to garner some. I don't know. I just don't know that timeout that was taken there. Trying to finish things off. These coaches and these kids get out here, and they've been working since Thursday. Got here Wednesday is when the check-in was. Got their jerseys, had the media night. We're able to talk to all of them. And so just out here, the season's over with, and they just want to get a little bit better. And I think all of them have done that this week. Again, follow along some of these guys. The only way you can watch that game tonight is it is pay-per-view set up by Gridiron Football. You can go to their page, and there is a link to it. You can go to our page at 446sports.com and find that if you've already got your ticket on there. Thank you for doing that. All of the proceeds will go into Gridiron Football to help put on more and more of these great events. First down and goal from the 5-yard line goes the West. And, boy, you'd like to see them find some way to punch it in right here and get that goose egg off. Sure, that east side defense, you don't want to see that happen. Ricard's going to keep it himself. Try to get to the near side. Nifty move, spun around, and he stopped inside the 1. Tried to stretch the ball out over the goal line, but not going to do it. Plenty of time to get back up there and get another play off. You see BU Designs with our thing, and that's just a good read option. Pulled that down, and a good tackling right there. That's 52 again that came up at John Terrius Jackson to make that stop. Back in the shotgun is Ricard. Handoff comes to the near side. Trying to get to the corner, and does, into the end zone. That is Todd London out of West Feliciana. Check it out on the instant replay.
Possibly.
And that's the replay of what it was the other night when it was dark.
Yes, it was. Let's try something else.
24-6.
Try it one more time, see if it had time to reset. There it is.
This is that touchdown run from London. Watch. He'll pick it up here and starts to go to the middle and then kicks to the outside and just thought they had him right there. Did number 7, Chris Shepard, who had the INT down here moments ago, but was unable to deny that touchdown run from London, 24-6. And now Ricard stays out there with Ty London in hopes of getting that 2-point conversion. Ricard thinks about the keeper, but there is Davenport and there is Mikael Wyatt to perhaps make him think better of that. 24-6, a minute 42 to go in this one.
That was like one of those meals from Licked Skillet. Looked like it was covered up in gravy there.
Wow, Chuck. Chuck has been pent up most of the week. It's been a struggle. A lot of computer work
I've
and
been
a lot of
busy, flying a drone and everything else. I've had to work.
That's correct.
On this time off.
Get thank you cards from his wife every time I keep him out of town for several days.
When you
I
leave
get to feel the brunt of it.
Yeah. He's probably been texting saying, when exactly are y'all coming back? When are you actually bringing him back?
When, that's right.
Not hey, I miss him. When do I need to be prepared to have this guy back?
It's a mindset. 1:42 to go. Will we see the onside kick? Why not?
Stop it.
In this one. I know you got to go for it. Look, if Coach Bachman was coaching it, I promise you there would be.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
Go for the onside kick. Well, I guess you can't. Yeah, we saw it earlier. Go onside kick recovery.
But you got to look. They've got somebody right in the middle. That's one of those young men from Delta Charter.
Kick it over here to the 50.
That is there.
Be really good. Kick it over here on this 50 on this near side of the hash. And putting several guys lined up over here is a good possibility.
Only the second kickoff of the day, the opening kick from the west side, and then now this from the score. Lining up and looking this way. Got to expect that it's going to come over in what is the most open side of it. Well, he goes and kicks that one downfield. It's returnable, but bounces around, picks it up there, does Aiden Taylor.
Ball's out.
And that's how you do an onside kick. You just kick it down the field. And
I don't know how much of that one we caught.
If you can go in and get in the end zone right here, you give yourself a little bit of time. That extra point, the 2-point conversion last time was pretty crucial. That would have made it a 2-score game. Now down by 6-18 in this one.
Yeah, you could have
had to pull my hand out of my pocket to count how big that lead was. 1:40 remaining in what can only be held as a thriller here at Memorial Stadium to get things going. 4 big, long touchdown plays by the East squad, and now the West team trying to make things a little bit interesting. If you're looking ahead at the next game, West teams, boy, the offense of the East side versus the defense of the West side, what's going to prevail in that one?
Right.
First down and 10 from the 22-yard line is where the West team will have it. Little play action now going deep. Got a man wide open, and that's complete to the 5 and into the end zone. That is a touchdown pass from Willie Johnson Jr. to Javonte Thomas.
Crucial 2-point conversion missed earlier is what you said.
Yeah, sure did. We'd been a 1-score game, but watch the little play action on your screen, and now goes over the top of it to a wide open receiver. And look, those that tuned out early, this thing is turning into one of those ball games. And it seemed like the little fisticuffs might have got this east or this west side fired up just a bit. Well, you got 3 receivers to the far side and only 1 person covering. Now they're out there on it. Goes back the other way. The little stop route, and it's complete. 2-point conversion is good. 24-14 now. What did they say? Don't call it a comeback.
So that's 8 points for Ron Johnson III.
14 points in the last 6 minutes or so of gameplay.
But that last score was scored in what? about 20 seconds worth?
It wasn't long,
From kickoff to
That's correct.
score?
24-14. Well, if you had the over in this one, you were sweating it for a while, and now you're back on. There, I say that joking. There is no line on the Gridiron All-Star middle school
the dice
game.
on that one.
Just let me just tell you.
Whew. Yes. Throw in that little disclaimer.
2.5 hours in, and it's difficult to continue to come up with what can only be deemed as a lack of wisdom.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah, I'm counting
5,
too.
6 on this side.
They had 12 on the field. Now there's 11.
Yeah, if they could kick it over here to this side, that would just be crazy.
Now there's only 10 on the field on the return team. Got one more that ran on there. So they had 12 to start with and ran 2 off and carried the 1. Just clock is rolling.
Yes.
See, they do have a tee here.
Nope.
Banging around. They just both went for the defender instead of the ball. See, so they do have tees. There is a tee down at the 40-yard line.
See that now.
Team
East comes out of there with it.
Number 5.
He stepped up early and touched it, came out. Another guy came in right behind him. If they could have swung it a little bit wider, kicked it a little bit harder, I believe is what they were trying to do.
Don't know if they borrowed that out of the bags of one of the other kickers or not, but finally there was a tee sighting at 1:33 to go in the ball game.
And we're not even in Boston. What a party that would have.
I can't take him
What
nowhere.
a party that would have been.
Mercifully, Brett doesn't have headphones on and can't hear Chuck. Not most of it, he
Maybe
says.
I just need to speak up a little bit.
1:31 to go in this one. Can the West team somehow get the ball back a couple of times?
Will they dare throw it and give them that chance to?
I think you run it out here, but 2 timeouts left for the for the West team. No timeouts left for the East side, but they don't need any more. They've got the lead and 91 seconds just to chew up. Carson Gurzy in there to finish things up. Handoff, but that was a sloppy one to Davenport, but he doesn't matter. Davenport just says, "Give me that." Rambles on, stays in bounds. The clock will stop momentarily to move the chains on that first down run.
Wisely staying in bounds too. Hopefully that was planned.
15-yard pickup for Davenport, and that puts him, goodness, at close to 300 yards of total offense today. The 2 big runs, 2 big pass receptions got him 140. Had the 43-yard run, so that does. He's over 200 yards, carry the 1, and he's 250, 260 on the day, and running away with, if you will, the offensive MVP for the East side. Clock down under 1:53 seconds. Official's going to call a delay of game penalty. And go on and leave that in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's all right. These guys have done a great job today because they haven't really been noticed. And it's like offensive linemen. You don't want your name called, and you don't want to be noticed if you're out there. Play clock down to 20, 47 seconds. A counting handoff to Davenport. He'll try to get to the outside, but there's that big defensive front. And the West takes one of their remaining timeouts. Time's out. Time's out.
Had not, they could have let the clock just run out because the play clock was at 40 and time on the clock was 39. So
just one of those to stop the clock so they won't take the full complement of the timeout. They'll just get things going again. You start to see the guys from the east that are just up the hill to our right getting ready to come out and start getting loose here. I would think around 5 o'clock they'll start coming out and getting loose. Snap is back and taking a knee is Carson Gursey.
One more timeout.
And starting to hear chance of throw the ball there after those timeouts were taken, but can't take it with you anyway. And so out of timeouts, 25. You got to run off about 8 or 9 seconds here, but this one just the sake of running this out. Second down, take a couple of knees and get on out of here. And the East is going to be out of here with a 24-14 victory. It has been all Aravis Davenport. And this one is Gursey takes the knee. And that will do it for this afternoon's ball game. Stick around, see if they're going to have the MVP presentations in this one.
Great advertising for a great day of football. Your final score.
Team East 24, Team West 14. You see that on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. If this is the only game that you tuned in for, thank you very much. We appreciate that. If you're just if this is just the appetizer and maybe you've already bought your ticket and you plan on spending the evening with us, thank you for that, and we look forward to seeing you back. We'll be on the air, we believe, around 5:15 or so.
Stick around, folks. We'll have the bowl game ring presentation and MVPs.
We'll leave it on and let you just listen to the sights and sounds of everything from here. So, guys, thank you for this one. We'll be back. We'll shut this broadcast down after the ceremony and get things kicked off around 5:15 for the next one. So we'll sign off on that one, and we'll talk to you soon.
Will both head coaches please report to the north end zone for the bowl game ring ceremony and MVPs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what all y'all have been waiting for. We're going to have our MVPs, our most valuable players, for the first game, the Gridiron Football Junior High All-American Bowl game. We're going to start with the winning team first. We're going to start with Team East. Your Team East offensive MVP, number 24, Ravis Davenport from TOSH. And also, Ravis will be getting his bowl game ring as well. Ravis, final stats, 9 carries, 45 yards, a touchdown, 2 catches, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns on offense, 4.5 tackles, a forced fumble, and a quarterback hurry. Once again, round of applause for number 24, Ravis Davenport. Moving on to Team East, defense MVP. That will be awarded to number 50, Salmon Davis from Faraday Junior High. Also, number 50, Salmon Davis, will be getting his junior high All-American bowl game ring as well. Salmon Davis was all over the field making plays today in the backfield, pressuring the quarterback, stopping the run. Salmon Davis, pretty tough guy to block. So those are your offense and defense MVPs for Team East. We're going to move over to the Team West, offense and defense MVP. Your Team West offensive MVP, number 5, Braden Jean from Woodlawn Mill. Braden Jean's numbers for today: 2 catches, 28 yards, a touchdown, and also a 2-point conversion. In last year's bowl game, Gridiron Football was on You Got Moss. Well, Braden Jean had a pretty good candidate today for You Got Moss. All right, we're going to go to our Team West defensive MVP. That award goes
to number 11, Hagen Collins from Burley. Hagen's name was mentioned constantly throughout the day. Tackles, sacks, hurries, you name it. Hagen Collins, the Burley Panther, all over the field. And then now, those are your offense and defensive MVPs. What we're going to do now, we'll recognize each individual player with their bowl game jersey. We're going to start off with the winning team first, and we're going to start off with Team East. Number 0, Kelton Bennett from Griffin Middle Academy. Next up, number 1, quarterback, Carson Thursey from Youngsville Middle School. Carson was 4 for 7, 162 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Not a bad stat line. All right, next up, number 2, Aiden Taylor from Griffin Middle. Number 3, Chase Harris from Faraday Junior High. Number 4, Jamari Carter from Faraday Junior High. Next up, number 5, Ty Simpson from Delta Charter.
Okay. All right, number 6, Amari Reynolds from Griffin Middle Academy. Number 7, Chris Shepard from Faraday Junior High. Number 8, Zion Alexander from Faraday Junior High. Number 9, Andy Keith from Delta Charter. Number 10, Mikael Wyatt from Faraday Junior High. Number 11, Logan Spruck from Kenner Discovery. Number 12, Jeremy Freeman from Griffin Middle. Number 12, Jeremy Freeman from Griffin Middle. Number 20, Gary Wilson from Einstein Middle School. Number 21, Javon Northern from Faraday Junior High. Number 22, Brayden Allen from Crowville. Number 23, Xavier Walker from Vidalia Junior High. Number 26, Anthony James from Faraday Junior High. Number 27, Cam Anderson from Faraday Junior High. Number 30, Montrevel Lewis from Russian Middle School. Number 52, Jontarius Jackson from Baskin. Number 65, Dylan Scott from Faraday Junior High. Number 77, Kobe Lewis from Faraday Junior High. Number 74, Will Giddens from Crowville. And finally, number 77, Isaiah McLaurin from Einstein Middle School. Let's give a round of applause for the winning team, Team East. Moving on to Team West. Number 0, Aiden Mawasson from North Iberville. Number 1, Willie Johnson III from Northwestern Middle School. 7 for 16, 57 yards, and a touchdown. Number 2, Dexter Ricard from Southern Lab. 1 completion for 28 yards, 7 carries for 44 yards. Number 3, Ty London from West Feliciana. 7 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. Number 4, Dustin Davis from Northwestern Middle School. Number 6, Cameron Carter from Gridiron Middle School. Number 7, Seven Domingue from Parkview Baptist. Number 8, Dalen Early from Woodlawn Middle School. Number 9, Javante Thomas from North Iberville. Number 10, Jaden Jones from GEO Prep. Number 12, Bryce Fisher from Northwestern Middle School. Number 20, Troy Ramos from Southeast Middle School. Number 21, Jacob Scott from Westdale Middle School. Number 22, Kendarius Bridges from Westdale Middle School. Number 23, Stratton Kane from Catholic Point Capee. Number 24, Jamarion Campbell from Livonia Middle School. Number 26, Talamessi Albert from Woodlawn Middle School. Number 27, Tyler Payne from Caneview Middle School. Number 30, Roderick James from Perryville Middle School. Number 42, Ivory Johnson from Westdale Middle School. Number 50, Joshua Morgan from Northwestern Middle School. Number 52, Jacorian Franklin from Rugon Middle School. Number 65, Carter Williams from Westdale Middle School. Number 67, Kieran Robinson from Westdale Middle School. Number 68, Hunter Jaro from Catholic High School right here in Baton Rouge. Number 75, Jax Spiller from Westdale Middle School. Number 78, Hazen Vasquez from Westdale Middle School. And finally, number 99, Hendren Stewart from Plaquemine Middle School. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for both teams, everybody that participated in this game. What a ball game, folks. Final score, Team East 24, Team West 14. Stick around, folks. That was a pretty good appetizer, but we got the grand course coming up. The Gridiron Football Senior All-American Bowl Game coming up to you